Is it permissible to celebrate Mother's Day? In fact, النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said that every nation have their own religion and have their own celebrations. And he said pertaining to the Muslim Ummah that Allah has appointed only 2 days for them to celebrate annually. These days are Eid al-Fitr wa Eid al-Adha. We call them a day, we call them a festival, we call them a Eid. As An-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, these are the only 2 days. Obviously, every week we have our holy day, weekly holiday, which is Friday. And this is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has guided this ummah to the virtues of Friday, so we have taken it as our holiday. Besides that, any other days to be celebrated is not actually from the Sunnah, is not a part of our religion. And we should adhere to what the Prophet ﷺ taught us, because he said, "Man ahdatha fi amrina hada ma laysa minhu fahuwa rad." And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran in Surah Al-Hajj in ayah number 67, لِكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ جَعَلْنَا مَنْسَكًا هُمْ نَاسِكُوهُ. Again, this is a confirmation of what we have mentioned earlier, that every ummah have their own ceremony and their own celebrations and their own way of worship. So this is our own way of worship. As far as the mother and the command of taking care of the parents, particularly the mother, there is no other religion that can outdo Islam in this regard. There is no other Sharia that can beat Islamic Sharia in this regard. The Quran is full of ayat and the Sunnah is full of ahadith of encouraging the believers, not only encouraging, rather commanding the believers to be righteous and dutiful to their parents. In Surah An-Nisa in ayah number 36, and this is really amazing. Listen to the ayah and let's see what we can understand together out of this ayah. Allah the Almighty says, وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. This is ayah number 36 of Surah An-Nisa. Number 1, the first command is obviously at-tawheed, monotheism. Worship Allah alone and do not set partners to Him in worship. Then the second command is وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. So joining being dutiful to your parents and the command of looking after the parents, being obedient to them and so on, to the command of monotheism and worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, makes it something very important. It gives it a very special rank because it was put together with the command of worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. In Surah Luqman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, after He ordered us to look after the parents, be obedient to them and be dutiful to them, including parents who are not Muslims. He said عز جل وإن جاهداك على أن تشرك بي ما ليس لك به علم فلا تطعهما وصاحبهما في الدنيا معروفا. It is known that if the parents are non-Muslims, they will struggle with their child, with their son or daughter, to convert them to their faith, the faith of their forefathers. And this has happened with Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas when his mother Safiya, and she was the Prophet's aunt, she made a vow not to drink, not to eat, not to take a shower, and so on, until Sa'd would return back to his religion, the religion of worshiping idols, or until she dies. So Sa'd radiallahu anhu said to his mother, "Mother, whether you eat or you don't, whether you drink or you don't, whether you take a bath or you don't, I'm not going to change my religion. Allah has guided me to the truth. So you better start eating and resume drinking and take a shower, because by Allah, if you have 100 souls and they come out of your body one after another in order to hinder me from the path of Allah, that will never happen." So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, do not obey them in this regard, yet وَصَاحِبُهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا. Even if the parents were non-Muslims and struggling with the child to convert him, still give them a good company, be dutiful to them, support them financially, be kind to them, treat them kindly with gentleness, and so on. The societies where when the parents get old, they throw them in nursing homes and they get rid of them until they die and so on, they are in need to make up for the shortcomings, so they make one day every year to give them some gifts. Then say, goodbye, see you later, alligator. Next year, inshallah, we'll see you again. But in Islam, you can't do that. You are commanded to do that on daily basis. You cannot just eat and drink, and meanwhile, any of them may be hungry, may be sick, maybe you cannot sleep. No, you can't do that. You cannot live happily while they're not happy. Your parents is your responsibility. And the Prophet ﷺ prayed against a person who would have the opportunity to witness the life of his parents and does not enter paradise through them. May he lose the one whom his parents or one of them reach an old age with him while he is alive and he is capable to serve them, and he does not benefit out of this opportunity and does not enter paradise through serving his parents or whoever is still alive amongst them. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to somebody who was asking him about his father is constantly asking him for financial help, said, أَنْتَ وَمَا مَلَكْتَ لِأَبِيكَ. What financial help are you talking about? You and whatever you possess are possessed by your father. Everything he made you. Whatever you have right now is because of him, because of your parents, him and your mother. So you cannot say that you cannot abstain from supporting them. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, when somebody came to join him to one of the battles, he said, do you have parents? He said, yes. Are they old? He said, yes. He said, اذهب فيهما فجاهد. Go back. The real jihad is to support them, is to serve them properly. This service, brothers and sisters, is not only, as I said, in the Western societies and amongst non-Muslims, they do it once a year, whenever they have a chance, right? But in Islam, this is your easy path to paradise. This is your duty. And number two, when they pass away, the story is not over. No. A man came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, Ya Rasulullah, my parents passed away. هل بقي علي من بر أبوي شيء أبرهما به بعد موتهما. I have served them properly as long as they were alive. Now they passed away. Is there anything else that I owe them after their death? He said, yes, of course. You owe them the following. الصلاة عليهما. You have to keep praying for them. You have to. It is not a favor that you will be doing for them. You pray for them. الصلاة عليهما والاستغفار لهما, and seeking forgiveness for them. وإنفاذ عهدهما من بعدهما. Let's say that they reminded you or they wrote a will to take care of this person or that person. You have to fulfill their wasiyah. You have to look after those whom they entrusted you to look after. They're dead, but their command is still valid as long as it does not contradict any of the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nor is it a sin or a ma'asiyah. وَصِلَةُ الرَّحِمِ الَّتِي لَا تُوصَلُ إِلَّا بِهِمَا. They passed away, but they have brothers, they have sisters, whom now they're uncles and aunties for you. Take care of your uncles and aunties and their uncles and aunts. Why? Because this is your duty. It is not that they passed away, it's over. Wait a minute and listen to this. وَإِكْرَامُ صَدِيقِهِمَا. When your parents were alive, they used to have friends. Now the parents are dead, you have to honor their friends who are still alive. Go and visit them. Take gifts for them. Check on them. Non-Muslim societies do not even do that to their own parents. We are ordered by Allah and by His Messenger ﷺ to do that on a regular basis, and the job is not over by their death, rather it is continuous. So what is the purpose of celebrating one day every year to commemorate and honor the mother or the father, while it's in Islam we were commanded to do that on a regular basis 24/7?